Namaste and welcome. It is Rishi here from meditatewithrishi.com, and today we are speaking about walking meditation versus sitting meditation. Can walking actually replace your sitting practice? So the reason I'm doing this video is that I recently got a question asking, when you've said in a lot of your videos that you cannot achieve total stillness of mind without having total stillness of body, right? So does this translate to walking meditation as well? Because when you're walking, your body is not still. So does that mean that the mind also cannot be still, totally still, right? So the answer to that is a really simple no. In walking meditation, your mind cannot be totally still. In fact, walking meditation is a term used, but in essence, it's not really meditation. It is more mindfulness of walking, okay? So I want to explain this to you in a very simple way, so it makes sense and you're actually able to get more out of your practice, okay? So the reason why you cannot achieve total stillness in walking meditation is because when your five senses are being used, so hearing, smelling, touching, seeing, tasting, right? When any of these senses are being used, it means that they're sending signals to your brain, which is causing thought, which is causing mental formation of some kind. Naturally, the mind cannot be still if there are mental formations, right? So meditation, in its true definition, is a state that is transcendental. It means that you have gone beyond your five senses, and it's a totally inner experience essentially. So that cannot happen if you're walking, right? Because when you're walking, you're touching, you're seeing, you are smelling, there's so many of your senses that are active essentially. So this is the simple answer, and that's why when you look at the yogic process, you see that first you have after the yamas and niyamas, the first thing you have is asana. Asana means that first you sit. After you sit, there is pranayama, where you control the breath. After pranayama, you have pratyahara. Pratyahara basically means withdrawing the senses, no longer giving any food to the senses. And this is where you turn inward, essentially. Once this happens, then comes dharana. Dharana is where you focus, you concentrate, you fix your mind within one area. And if all of this happens systematically, if it is done well, then naturally comes dhyana, which is meditation, the meditative state, the state of meditative absorption, right? And this is where stillness will actually happen naturally, okay? So you see, even in the yogic process, the first step is the asana, to sit. And if you remember, the only rule given for the asana by Patanjali is the asana should be sthira sukham asanam, which means it should be a steady and comfortable posture. Steady being a key word there, okay? So in order to reach the state of meditation, ultimately it will only happen through the sitting practice, right? Because that's where you're totally still. Now, does that mean that you shouldn't do walking meditation? No, walking meditation is a supplementary practice, right? So after you do your sitting practice, you are in a state of, very calm, very inward essentially. And through the day, you don't want to lose that awareness. This is why walking meditation is prescribed, so that we can maintain awareness of the body, maintain awareness of the breath, be mindful, mindfulness even when you're walking, mindfulness even when you're doing other tasks. This is why the great Zen master Thich Nhat Hanh says that even when you walk, you should walk as if you are kissing the earth with your feet. This is the true mindfulness of walking or walking meditation, right? Even in the Zen tradition, right? If you see the Zen monks, yes, they practice a lot of walking meditation, but they do it as a break. You know, it's in between periods of zazen, which is sitting meditation, that they will walk essentially. So it's a break, but even in that break, they want to maintain the awareness of body, the awareness of breath essentially. So I really hope this helps. Okay, the idea of this video is, of course, not to discourage you from doing walking meditation, but to tell you the difference so that you know how to get the most out of your practice. So essentially, if you are short on time and you need to choose between doing your sitting practice in the morning or walking practice, then of course you should choose the sitting, right? So that is it essentially. I really hope that this helps and it clarifies the question for you. Thank you very much for listening. Namaste.